So just continuing on as to why it's a bad idea to lower physical standards for tactical populations is there's a concept called action capacity. So when you lower your physical standard, you lower the actual action capacity that individuals have. So action capacity is more around energy availability or their perception of what they can do with the energy they have. So the higher somebody's physical fitness or the greater the fitness, the more energy they have, the better they are at utilizing that energy and the more energy they can store. So that means they have a greater action capacity. So the influence that this action capacity has on performance is across a few different factors. So when somebody's initially perceiving what's going on within their environment, the energy they have or the action capacity plays a big role. So if they're, say, in a policing environment and they have a lower action capacity, is they'll perceive people are bigger than what they are. They'll perceive that a weapon is bigger than what it is, or a threat is greater than what it is, and people are closer than what they are. They're moving faster than what they are. So what it essentially means is that we perceive threats or difficulty to be bigger than what it is, or a challenge is greater than what it is. And some of the research has shown that things like when people are looking at stairs, the stairs seem to have a higher gradient than what they are, they seem to be longer than what they are. So it's just a perceptual distortion so that things seem more challenging than what they are. So ultimately, it's just a perceptual distortion to try and make things seem more difficult than what they are. Okay, and one of the big reasons for this is when we have a really low action capacity, part of our brain that's responsible for survival or just trying to get us through the day with enough energy to sort of recover, take on anything that we need to, it's trying to get us to avoid difficult things. So within these populations, we're likely to see a lot more avoidance behaviors or people that are less confident to actually be able to do the job that they're required to do. Okay, and the risk is that if we're in an environment where we have a partner or it's team tactics, is that then the partners or the other people within that team have to pick up that slack. So we're going to see situations where people may not be willing to do their job and other people may have to be willing or may have to pick up that slack, which puts a higher risk on those people. Okay, it changes the way that they see the situation because the resources available to them have changed. Okay, so we're likely to see a consequence in the actual ability for people to perform within these operational environments. And one of these consequences is the use of force that we're likely to see, and I'll talk about that separately. But when we reduce the fitness standard, we reduce this action capacity, okay, and that's going to have a follow-on consequence with the way that people perceive threats within their environment. It's going to change the way that they predict what they're able to do, and ultimately it's going to change the way they behave and the impact that has on team performance. So we're likely to see, or there's going to be an increased risk of negative performance outcomes within these environments.